Today we have updates on Cloverfield 4, the I Know What You Did Last Summer requel, Welcome to Derry, and Scream 7. Now let's get into it. Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Before we get into all of the exciting horror news from this past weekend, I first want to thank the wonderful people that support this page. Without you all, I wouldn't be able to make these silly little videos as frequently as I do. Please consider signing up for my Patreon today by clicking on the link in the description below or by pressing the join button on my page. Thank you all for your support, and now let's get into the updates. The most recent horror update that has caught my eye is a brand new project from director J.J. Abrams. This untitled top secret project coming from J.J. Abrams and Warner Bros. Is in final talks to have Jenna Ortega and Glenn Powell star in this mysterious, possibly time-traveling film? Well, maybe not, because Deadline reports today few details are known about the movie other than it's not a time travel movie. J.J. Abrams wrote the script and his company Bad Robot is producing. Top secret project from J.J. Abrams. This sounds awfully familiar. Maybe like a 2008 project where a trailer dropped without a title. There have been rumblings for a while now that there would be a brand new Cloverfield film in the works that would specifically be a sequel to that original movie. If we're not counting Overlord, technically the last film in the Cloverfield franchise is the Cloverfield Paradox, which tried to connect the first two films together. Fans weren't really crazy about that one because, let's be honest, what we really want is a sequel to that original flick. More found footage kaiju movies. I absolutely love the Dan Trachtenberg sequel 10 Cloverfield Lane, but it has nothing to do with that first movie. I'm hoping to see some kind of sequel to that with this project, but I will say all three of those were co-produced by Paramount Pictures. Warner Bros. Had nothing to do with the Cloverfield films. This might be a brand new project, but it still has my interest just from the cast alone. Jenna Ortega and Glenn Powell, sign me up. Michael Biehn fights a zombie kangaroo. This sounds like the craziest stoner idea I've ever heard, and I'm so here for it. The trailer for The Red just dropped today, featuring legendary B-movie actor Michael Biehn, fighting an undead roo named Rippy. Rippy looks cute as heck, even if he is just CGI. The trailer looks like a ton of fun, and the movie arrives in Australian cinemas on Halloween. No word yet on a release here in the States, though. Describing his upcoming creature feature, director Ryan Coonan says, "The Red is a horror comedy film influenced by classic creature features, such as The Thing, An American Werewolf in London, Jaws, and Razorback." Producer Jess Butlin also adds, "This film is a wild ride from start to finish, delivering everything creature feature fans would expect from such an outrageous concept. It also delivers for mainstream audiences with its throwback to classic Aussie slang and pop culture." I will note that we didn't really see any zombies in the trailer, even though corpses covered in bite marks are featured. I wonder if they get up and start walking around at some point. Will Rippy lead an army of zombies by the time we get to the third act? God, I hope so. Michael Biehn has fought machines from the future, the perfect life forms on a different planet, and even underwater aliens. Will he survive against a flesh-eating kangaroo? Well, I genuinely can't wait to see. That's an absolutely insane premise again. How could I read this headline and not talk about it in a new video? That's crazy. There have also been a few interesting updates regarding the I Know What You Did Last Summer requel coming from Jennifer Caton Robinson. Scooper and friend of the channel, Critical Overlord, reposted some info that came from Screen Rant. It was first reported that the sequels would not be canon to this new installment arriving in July of next year. The director, Jennifer Caton Robinson, took to Twitter, or X if you're a weirdo, to correct this with a quote tweet saying, "It is definitely not. I still know what you did last summer is canon. Hope this helps." This is of course exciting for fans who believe the sequel is crazy underrated. I fall in that camp only because I love the cast, not so much due to the sequel's story. It still beats whatever is going on in the next film, which I hope is not canon. I'll always know what you did last summer. What a title. This news not only got fans excited, but even piqued the interest of former cast members. Brandy, who played one of the supporting characters in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, announced during a recent interview that she had no idea that Sony was putting together a new requel film. She goes on to say, "I need them to give me a call because I survived in that movie. I came out in the end, bloodied up, ready to go. I did not die in that film. Jennifer, Freddie, hit me up." I second that, Brandy. With her recent return to the genre with this year's The Front Room, could we see Brandy return to this franchise next summer? I really hope she at least has a cameo, as that would make for a really fun sequence. A new teaser from Max showcases some more shots of the upcoming It prequel series, Welcome to Derry. Put on your clown shoes and let's head into the sewers, folks, cause it's time to float again. Not too much is known about the series that has just wrapped production, but we do know that Bill Skarsgård is back to play our favorite shape-shifting space clown. Frankly, there would be no show without him. The few new images we've seen from the show pretty much just show us more of the same. Kids on bikes, creepy people smiling, or lots of blood. Essential staples to the town of Derry, somewhere I would never want to live or raise children. The series will take place in the 1960s and will recap events that were only mentioned in the previous two movies. We'll likely see the black spot and more townschildren get eaten by that clown. We might even learn more about the odd adults in Derry who have become numb to the strange disappearances around town. Could some explanation be offered up there? We'll just have to see. Some news on Scream 7 rolled in this past week regarding our original final girl, Sidney Prescott. According to Neve Campbell during a recent interview, Ghostface will once again make her his main target, but her role will also be very similar to Laurie Strode from Halloween 2018. I have to admit, I'm a bit exhausted by the same idea being applied to every horror franchise continuation, but this is especially strange for Scream, considering that this franchise has already done something similar to that just a few years ago with Scream 2022. Dewey was introduced to us again in a worse spot than where we left him, and the character even sacrificed himself to save some of our new players. Sure, Laurie Strode doesn't die in the new Halloween trilogy, but it's practically the same thing. The trauma has worn down both of these characters over the years, and they are both in need of passing down the torch. I think that was even a main point of my review when that film first came out, talking about the comparisons between new Laurie Strode and new Dewey. Now Sidney is going to have a whole movie of the same. I'm sure they can find ways to make it stand out, but it just feels like the expected path, where Scream is usually known for going against the grain. Campbell confirms that some of the oldies, as she puts it, are returning for the 7th entry, alongside some awesome new people. I'm hyped to finally have more of these folks confirmed and learn who is attached to the new cast, but at the moment, the cast list only includes Neve Campbell, Roger L. Jackson, and Courtney Cox. Rumor has it we'll be getting some news on that soon. She also says that she was pitched a concept, which is why she agreed to come back. She even confirms this in the same clip that she's receiving the script soon. This is an incredibly strange comment to make after announcing her return to the franchise with a picture of the alleged Scream 7 script all the way back in March. I hate to sound so negative, but this means that post she made back in March was either a fake script or a draft that will no longer be used. That doesn't really instill confidence in this Scream fan. I am, however, excited to see one last story that focuses on Sidney Prescott. I feel like ever since they set up in Scream 2022 that Sidney had a family with Mark Kincaid, that these characters would be prevalent in this new trilogy at some point. If the final entry of the requel series decides to sunset with the Prescott family, maybe that's fitting. With rumor that Patrick Dempsey and Hayden Panettiere may be returning to the franchise in this seeming final entry, I'm open to seeing what this one is all about. We definitely don't know enough yet to say one way or the other. Oh, just give me that casting news already. I need it in my veins. Holy crap, we had a lot of updates on the plate today. What new film are you the most excited for? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Also, real quick before we wrap this thing up, it would be awesome if you guys subscribe to my brand new gaming channel, GullGotha. I just posted a brand new video over there today, so go check it out. Thank you to everyone who's already subscribed to that page as well. Thank you all again for watching today's updates, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out!